So,
Hey guys, welcome to the Lioness Mum Project show. I've got Jodie on the line for us, who's going to do a testimonial, and she took the courage to jump into our 30-day Lioness Mum trial. Now, Jodie had fantastic results over a month with us, so she's come onto this call to hopefully inspire you to make that jump, to make that courageous decision, to come join us on a journey to transform your life. So, welcome, Jodie. Thank you.
hello.
So Jodie, let's go into a bit more details about you. Just give us a brief description about you. Who is Jodie?
Okay, 36-year-old mum, married. I've got a 5-year-old daughter, and I just was basically a little bit lost after having my daughter, suffering with anxiety. Had an injury 18 months ago, and just literally lost myself a bit. It wasn't much of the injury, it was more the mindset that just got thrown out the window. I've always been quite strong, quite independent, and I was just very stuck, and the last straw was being fat shamed. So as much as it was my mental health, I was just on the last straw of being fat shamed. So I was like, right, it's everything, but I didn't know which direction to go in. So it was great to come on board.
I'm going to dive deeper into that fat shaming.
Okay.
You won't be the only one to go through such a horrific situation. There will be people watching this video who will actually be able to empathise with you and be like, oh, I've had something similar happen to me. So go into that story about that fat shaming that you made.
I live in quite a small community, sort of in a village, and you sort of pass people. And with my injury, I was on crutches for over a year. And you know, obviously I'd progressed and things were getting better and better. So the day I was fat shamed, I was just about to do the school walk to school, which is about a 5-minute walk, and someone I'd actually known, it was quite an elderly neighbour, but she's in good health herself, and she just said, oh, hello, how are you? And it caught me so off guard, because she just turned around and said, oh, you are grossly overweight. And I was like, oh, and immediately I came up with the excuse, oh, but you do know I broke all my leg and ankle, you do know I couldn't walk. And it was kind of the excuse and panic of having to justify why I was overweight. And it's hard to tell in this screen, but I am about 2.5 stone overweight still, because I'm only tiny at 5 foot. And then basically she just carried on. It was like so hideous. She then went, oh, what do you eat? You must gorge on food. And I've never been in such a horribly honest conversation, and I just panicked, and I just said, oh, you know, I'm trying. And it just really threw me, and I just sort of made my excuses, got out of there, got to the school, tried not to cry all the way to school, picked my daughter up, that's always super happy, came home, and I just sat here and was like, oh my God, that was quite a defining moment. I know I have to lose weight. I know I have to get myself sort of back to where I need to be, but it was being stuck that was the problem. And it was just for about 5 days after, I was just constantly going to anyone that would listen that knows me, am I really, really that fat? What do I look like? You know, and it just really, I knew I was overweight, but I was kind of quite jovial with my personality, and it was a factor, but that just threw it out the window for me. It was the last straw. So it was pretty hideous.
It was just lucky that our paths crossed quite similar time. And I really wanted you to go into those details, and thank you for being so open with us on this call, because like, often we call them triggers, and we're often like going about our life all happy, just like posting, not really, and nothing sparking us to really want to change. We get these triggers, and often it's a flippant comment from like an auntie at Christmas, or a husband will mention something, or a neighbour or a friend will just say something flippantly, and then that's the trigger where it actually goes like, oh, hold up, like something's got to change. And then you stumbled across my ad, and what did you think? What made you sign up to this over anything else out there?
The fact might be a bit sexist, but the fact it was all women, all mums, the kind of, even in that first sentence, like the mum challenge, I was like, oh, someone's finally looking at mums, like we're more than just mums, we can do other things. And you get a bit lost in your identity, even if you're having a good time in life. You suddenly, so a lot of mums obviously take maternity leave, and you've left your job temporarily, or, you know, just sort of the community, the thing of that it was kind of a month, so it seemed like doable. It was like, okay, I can do something for a month, not really knowing exactly what. So I was like, okay, something to focus on, the community of mums and yourself. For me, because of your experience of injury and gym, etc., it was kind of the trust of, okay, if he does that, he knows what he's doing. So it was kind of just all in a nutshell, really. So yeah.
Brilliant. I love that. And that's a real big part of what I'm doing here is like, it's easy for me to go out and be like, look, I can help everyone, look at my program, it's brilliant. And yeah, actually the tools that we've learned, our morning routine, our intermittent fasting, our like calorie deficit, will work with everyone, okay?
Yeah.
But it's really important that this program has honed in on a specific type of mum, because then we can build the community around that. If there was anyone coming in and they're in that community, you wouldn't have been able to engage with them as much as you have been able to.
Yeah.
People. And ultimately that would lead you to quit and give up. So yeah, the support system and making it so it was just a specific type of mum, really important in this journey. So let's move on. Let's talk about the results. What are the biggest changes that you've seen over the last 28 days?
For me, it was all about mindset. It was being unstuck, basically. I actually didn't know until you sat down and said, make goals. I was like, oh my God, what are goals? Like, I don't know. Mine was just to get out of my chair and do something. So immediately it was kind of like, no one's actually asked me, you know, when you go for almost a job interview and they say, what's your 5-year plan? Or you just, I've just floated for so long and used this injury as like a block, basically. Oh, I can't do that because I can't drive. Oh, I can't go to the gym because who's going to take me? Or I can't do this. And it was just a block. So it was kind of, it was just having like the focus of moving forward, basically. I've lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, and you're right, because actually, when we did cross paths, like the trigger was to lose weight.
So it was.
You were under the understanding, like most mums out there, that actually it was the weight loss that was going to build your confidence. It was the weight to facilitate you.
When you said in about week 1, oh, the weight loss is just like a bonus, and I was like, what is he talking about? I've got to lose so much weight. Oh, no way. Oh, I'll just do what he says. But it's the weight loss. I'm going to look $1 million. But for me, it was kind of about 10 days in, because I've never liked exercise. I've had to do it all regressed, and it just somewhere, I think in everyone that does this, you turn your corner on a certain day, and then I was like, I've got it. Fasting is like, don't even think about it. After 36 years of eating breakfast, doesn't even come into factor now. Like even today I was like, like I can even go to the supermarket without having my breakfast. It don't get hunger pains, or didn't get dizzy. But like about the 4th, you know, I did my fitness test, I was so dizzy, I felt awful, and then someone was like, I've been for a 15-mile run or something. I was like, what? So but then I learned I'm not against those people, I'm with them. So I was proud for them. And I was like, right, I've got to do that. I've got to, somewhere in the next, however long it takes me, I've got to be that mum that says, I've been on my 15-mile run. So it was so much mentally for me that's helped me. So,
and you just really hit a nail on the head that this isn't about competing. This wasn't about being like the fastest and the first one to the finish line, but actually just coming into the understanding and being aware that like you're on your own path, and people are going to move quicker, people are going to move slower. But you're on your own path, and that's okay. And no matter how fast it takes you, as long as you're on that path, you will reach those goals and you will reach those targets. So we mentioned a lot about mindset. Let's tap in like briefly about physically. Like I mentioned, it is just a bonus of this Lioness Mum project. But did you get any physical results over the last month?
Yeah, I mean, obviously weight loss, and then it's I obviously just drinking water. I don't drink tea or coffee really anymore. So my big thing of a daily goal, it sounds so simple, and when I went out with the Lioness group, Sue actually said to me, I was like, oh yeah, I've managed to drink 1 litre of water every day. we should be drinking 2 litres. And I was like, Sue, one thing at a time. And it just suddenly, and then I left that and I was like, yes, I should be now. Like, I've done my 28 days of 1 litre. I need to keep going. So it's always being pushed and thinking ahead. But physically, skin's better, sleep's better, just calmer. I'm quite a worrier in life, and I just feel with situations at work, running into people, I just feel like a bit more in control of life again. Like, just I look at things a bit differently. Things that would perhaps have bothered me before, not so much now. A bit more patient with my daughter as well. And actually included her in this a lot. She's really wanted to help with the exercise, meditation, and actually it's so nice instilling these things into a child as well, in a child-friendly way. So yeah, a lot.
That's brilliant. That's really, really good. I'm glad you mentioned your daughter in this, because you're right. This is about, like, when we first join, like, we think like, oh, I haven't got time to be selfish. I haven't got time to look after myself. But by making the time to look after yourself and to be selfish, you actually bring closer bonds with your family and with relationships and things like that. So it's really, really important that you do continue to make space for yourself. And by making space, by meditating each morning, like part of our morning routine, it helps you make clearer decisions for later on in the day. Like you mentioned, like being calmer with your kids. I'm sure there's people watching this video right now who are like, who will like, maybe I am a bit snappy and a bit too quick to jump on my kids, when actually they're not doing that bad. It's actually a reflection on me. By changing that attitude, like, everyone else is happy, not just you, but the family is happy as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Great. So looking back, let's, of course, we still went through like some of the physical, like the energy and stuff. Clothes still a bit looser right now?
Oh yeah, the bra. In women it's always the bra first. So yeah, no, I just yeah, it's almost, I don't know, when you say like you walk around with a mask, it's kind of like I feel like I've got, I don't know, it sounds so stupid, but people have gone, oh, you look well. It's like suddenly people are noticing I look well, or oh, you seem good, have you had some holiday recently? So it's kind of like sort of British thing, you look well, what have you done? And they're trying to figure out why you look a bit more brighter, and I don't know how to sort of explain it, but I just feel I'm sort of
you already have
the
whole package, so you've explained it really, really well, so I appreciate you for opening up to us with that. So before this Lioness Mum project, what kind of things have you tried to do? What kind of exercise have you done? What kind of diet have you tried?
Specifically post-injury, obviously did the rehab in the gym, but I just felt too self-conscious. Gym was never going to work for me, because I was like, oh, this is hideous. I feel like you have to go to the gym when you're fit, not when you're fat, if that makes sense. So that's a like rule in my head. I'm just like, no, you can't do that. You can't go in really like me. So I mean, and then before injury, sort of post baby, you name it, I think every woman's done it. The juice fasting, the no carbs, like mine's always been dietary, because I don't have the, well, I didn't before this, I didn't have the understanding of exercise. I didn't really know. One of the people I work with was talking about HIIT, and I was like, what is HIIT? And so even before this, I didn't really have a grasp of what like exercises to me is like going for a little bit of a run, or you know, doing a few sit-ups. I didn't really understand like planks, and I was like, oh, what's a plank? Like, this is going to be really hard. So almost before, the first week was quite hard, because I literally had to basically watch the video for about 10 times and then like remind myself what these things are. Then by like week 3, I'm like, yeah, the, you know, lioness climbers have got this. So yeah, it kind of it's all, like you say, habit forming. Just it doesn't, it's kind of so what attitude. It's like, let's just do the best I can for me. So it didn't, nothing, diet and gym didn't really work for me. And again, I probably had a swimming membership somewhere thrown in there, probably did it for a month and then was like, this is a bit of a good results, but laziness. So yeah.
Let your excuses get the best of it. You won't be the only gym and swim membership person to do that. So would you say, like, it'd be crazy to go back to those old ways? And you're on your path, and now you're set. You know where you're going. You know what you have to do to keep getting straight.
It doesn't feel, like I said right at the beginning, it doesn't feel difficult now not having the breakfast, just getting up and doing the meditation, just getting up and reading like positive oath, like it just doesn't seem, I kind of think, what did I do 28 days ago? Because it's like, you know, with the stressful fasting diet, you know, like a juice fast, you're like, oh, this is torture, come on, I just need to get to day 4. But with this, it's like, oh, it's so nice, I can just like do this, drink my water, look forward to a nice lunch, like get my exercise in, and it all just feels doable. Whereas going to a gym and trying to work out and look good and come home and not for me. It's just personally, I need to get my confidence up and do it this way. So yeah,
so many people are going to listen to you saying that and just think like, hold on, everything I've tried has been just a massive battle, like a daily battle. That's the way it has to be if I ever lose weight, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
No.
So what I've done and what I've created in this Lioness Mum project is it to fit around your lifestyle, not just on top of the 1,001 things that you're already doing, but actually to slot it into. So not only are you doing more, but you're doing less and you're being more productive in your day. So we're actually focusing on the priorities, so you end up making time.
Getting up earlier is so much better, because I was worried we'd be like doing this till 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh, it's going to be really tiring on top of, like you say, being a mum, working, and I was like, oh. So for me, getting up earlier was really good. Like I'm quite an early bird anyway, so I really actually have enjoyed that time in the morning. So yeah, brilliant.
And often when I tell people, well, look, if you're going to fit it in, you're going to have to get up earlier. Like, they're like, what? You're telling me to get up even earlier, to have even less to be mad. But I might be mad, but I'm telling you, it works. And the stories you tell in your head that you can't do it, the moment you release that limiting belief, like you can add like an extra 7 hours onto a week, and 30 hours onto a month, 365 hours onto a year. It's crazy what you can do.
Yeah, it's the fear of not getting enough sleep, but it's just, as you say, I'd be going to bed like half an hour earlier, you know, and it hasn't felt punishing at all. It's felt like quite nice. It's like ending on, sometimes I do my meditation in the morning and sometimes I did it at night, dependable on kind of the day I was having. So yeah, sometimes when I went to bed earlier, I just stuck something on for like half an hour and just almost like fell asleep to it, and I was like, oh, quick, have to like take the iPad off and go to sleep. So it's just changing.
You've maybe been a mum without that kind of guidance. Were you someone at night that like would have thoughts running through, can't sleep, like kind of scenario type of person?
Yeah, with mine's night anxiety rather than day, so I would probably fall asleep quite easily, but then I'd wake up at like 1 in the morning and go and have this like infinite panic about, I couldn't even tell you, but that's definitely, I haven't had nights like that probably from week 1. I've just been like, put it all to bed. It's like finishing your day. I find it quite hard to explain this, but you know, like you give a way of doing it, and you just got to follow it and complete. So for me, it was really important to get the 10 out of 10s, because A, I'm a perfectionist, and B, you said throw yourself in, and so I had one day where I was 9 out of 10, and I felt so depressed for about 20 minutes. I was like, no, and it was the exercise I missed. It was so hot, and I'd had such an emotional day at work, and I was like, can't do it, I just can't, I need to like go and hibernate. But then I was like, right, Saturday, get out of this bed, do it. So you're not, you know, we're all human at the end of the day, but it's the goal driven.
That's right. And actually learning that like it happened, we learn, we reflect on it, we learn from it, and then we realize what we can do the next day to make it better. And if you can do that regularly, you're leveling up all the time. You're just becoming better and better and better until those obstacles don't even feel like obstacles anymore. And as you say, when you look back 28 days ago, the things that would have been tough back then are now nothing, and you're just gliding through that. And that's a fantastic achievement, and that comes down from you just giving it your all. So I really, really do appreciate that.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you one more question, Jodie, before we go. Now, if someone's watching this, if there's a mum who's in a similar situation to you, maybe recovering from a trauma, an injury, or suffers with anxiety, let's say, and is sitting on the fence, isn't sure whether or not to make the courageous decision to join the Lioness Mum Project, what would you say to that person right now?
don't even think about it, do it, because you've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Like I was very like, just do it. I didn't actually know what was involved. I was like, this man is just telling me, do it. Can I commit? Yes. Can I do this? Yes. I was like, I don't know, something in your gut. Yes, just say yes, because there's nothing else is working. And I think as a parent, you want to always better yourself, because you know that's going to better your child. So yeah, don't even procrastinate, just do it, because what's 28 days in the grand scheme of things? Yeah.
Jodie, that is a lovely way to sum up our call. You have been brilliant this month, a true example of just being open-minded, learning the systems and just going for it, just trusting the system and going for it. And now you can see the results on the other side. And this is still just the start of your journey. You are now set up the foundations to be able to move forwards towards your true happiness. And I wish you all the best. You make sure you keep everyone updated.
Oh, definitely.
From you, okay? And I really appreciate you taking the time to come on this call. Lots of mums are going to be watching this video and will be able to resonate with you. So it's really important that we get our message out there. Just tell them, like, look, it is worth the jump. I know it's scary. Be courageous, and you will be rewarded with that. So thank you
absolutely.
Very much.
That's okay. Thank you.
I'm going to wrap up the video, but you can end this meeting. You don't have to hear the next bit. But it's been a real pleasure to speak with you, and don't be a stranger.
Okay. Thank you, Ross. Okay. Bye.
So that was Jodie's story of her 30-day quest through the Lioness Mum Project, when she took on the trial for the first 30 days. As you can see, her bra's feeling looser, but more importantly, her mindset has shifted. And now she's viewing things differently. She's approaching decisions differently. And that's allowing her to move forward with her life, not being stuck by the trauma of an injury or allowing those triggers of people fat shaming her to actually get to her anymore. She's now coming up with the solutions. So if you can resonate with Jodie's story at all, are you a mum who isn't living life to the fullest? Do you feel like you've lost your identity since becoming a mum? Are you just surviving day by day and living Groundhog Day over and over again in the same mundane routine? Do you want to be a better version of yourself? Because if you do, then I need you to click the link below and you can become my next Lioness Mum transformation. For the next 5 people that join, I'm going to give 50% discount off the normal coaching fees, and we can truly take you forwards to changing your lives for the better. Now, I know you're going to be thinking, what makes this difference to anything else out there? And I'm going to tell you, it's because we focus on mindset shifting. When we can change the way you think, we can change the way that you approach things. This isn't just about giving you a fitness program and hoping that you complete it. This isn't like everything else. We're going to tap deep into the psychological reasons why you haven't been able to sustain results in the past. When we can do that, this process, as Jodie mentioned, becomes easy. And when your journey to happiness is easy, then you are going to live a wonderful, full life. So if that sounds like something that you want, do not hesitate. Like Jodie said, just do it. Click the link below and start the application process now. If you fit the mold of mum that I'm looking for, then I'll invite you to be one of my lionesses for 30 days. After that 30 days, we can then move on with our journey into the long run. So that is a wrap here at the Lioness Mum Project. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the other side.